Hi, Kingdom. Welcome back. Please like, share, and subscribe, and share your experience with Narcissist. So, here are some signs that you may see, and this will help you know if you are dealing with a narcissist. Is the person that you're with super, super controlling? They want to control everything you say, everything you do, if the way you laugh, the way you dress. I wore my hair in a ponytail. I was wearing like I wear a ponytail right now. Um, and sometimes I get tired of the ponytail. I'll try to switch it up. But ponytails are quick and easy. They are kind of boring, but they are quick and they're easy, especially when you're super busy. And this particular day, it was a Saturday, and I don't know, this particular day, I just decided that I was going to not put a regular ponytail, and I usually would leave it out, and I put a side ponytail, and I said, you know what, it's something different, so I was going to have a side ponytail. And the narcissist asked me where I was going. I said, "What do you mean where I'm going? I'm going to work." He said, "Well, I don't like your hair. Take it out. You look like a whore." I said, "I'm not taking it out. I don't care what you say. I'm not taking it out." I was, as usual, arguing before I go to work. Um, so I said, "No, I'm not taking it out." So, and I left it. And it upset me the whole day that this person would call me that. He's never seen me with another person, never caught me with another person, never um, gave him any inkling of that. But they're very, very controlling. They want to control everything that you do. The way you laugh, that's, you have to change that. The way you dress, don't like it, you got to change that. Everything has to be the way they want it to. Is the person manipulative? They will manipulate a situation to make it work on their behalf. So, mine did this thing, and I thought, wow, this really showed me that he can be very manipulative. Um, so he worked at a company, and I'm not going to say the company because it's not me, it's him. So, but he worked at a company when we lived in New York, and this company was a clothing department store. And one thing I would say, he's a good worker. He goes to work every day. Well, as far as I know, now I don't know if that's the case because he sure was home every night and every weekend. So I don't know how he was able to pull off getting another woman. But sorry, it's not funny. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. But I don't know how he was able to pull it off other than to think that he wasn't going to work. So, because you're, you're dating someone over the phone that lives in another state. So obviously, either you were seeing her or just talking to her on the phone, maybe, and just didn't know her and decided that, you would give it a shot and move in and see what happens. Or you weren't going to work, one of the two. But as far as I know, she was living in Georgia and they were communicating over the phone because I saw the phone records and she was in Georgia. You can see where the person is, and he was here in Florida. So they apparently had a phone relationship and then decided from that she would bring her two girl children to live with a complete stranger, that a man that she met over a dating site. Even if she didn't meet him over a dating site, you don't know this person. My mother has a saying that says, "Come see me and come live with me" are two different things. So they can tell you whatever they want over the phone, but until you live with the person, wow, you don't. If you didn't go on a real date with this person, how on God's earth could you move in with a person? But anyway, ah, God, give me strength. Um, so Is the person super manipulative? And mine, when he worked at this department store in New York, when he wanted a raise, um, he would tell them that he was quitting, that he found another job. And because he was such a good worker, he did this like all the time. I was like, I said, how are you getting away with this? It didn't make sense to me, but it shows that he can be very, very manipulative. And so he would tell them that he found another job when he didn't. He did not have another job. He would tell them that he found another job and that he was putting in his 2 weeks. And then they would come, and he was playing a big gamble, but he would tell them that, and then they would come back and they would give him a raise to stay. But he did it with that intention. So that was his way of getting a raise instead of just asking for a raise and saying, hey, I deserve a raise. I'm a great worker. I'm always here. I'm reliable. I stay late. I come in early. All the things that he did do, as far as I know. Instead of saying, pleading his case and saying, I deserve a raise, he would tell them that he found another job. And he did this for years. And so that shows me that he was very, very manipulative. So, is the person controlling? Is the person manipulative? Is anything and everything that you do, is that a problem for this person? They find fault with everything. You can't do anything right in their book. No matter if you cook, it's either too soft, too salty, too hard, not enough. They're going to find something wrong with everything that you do. The way you look, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you laugh. Everything is a problem. Do you notice that the person lies a lot? Do you catch them in lies all the time? They just said one thing yesterday, and then they say so many lies they forget what they say. So then when you say, but I thought you said that he was with Rebecca yesterday, and he's like, oh, no, I didn't say that. I never said that. That's not what I said. They do that all the time. It's because they're lying and they can't keep up with their lies. So if you have to lie all the time and you can't keep up with your lie, then yeah, there's a problem because there's no reason to lie. Just tell the truth or don't say anything at all. Why do you have to make up a lie? But these people live these things in their head. Mine is the Prince of Saudi Arabia. He is a billionaire. And I stole all of his money. And I left him. And when I left him, I took all of his money. That is the story that he tells all the time. In his mind, he is the Prince of Saudi Arabia. He is this huge uh, Arabian prince with all this money. And little old me, who lives in a average home, I stole all of his money. That's the story that he tells. Hey, I don't know where it is, because if I wish it was true, because I wouldn't be living here and I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you guys. I would be probably in Dubai or Bora Bora or one of those places, or I'm loving I think it's called Maldives, the Maltese, or something like that. I would be off somewhere in one of those little cottages or off of the water and just enjoy myself with my little two-piece bikini and living my best life. So, but anyway, that is the story that he tells. Um, that is not the case, but that is the story that he tells. But it's okay because it doesn't matter. If he wants to live in his lie, hey, be my guest. Um, so, are you seeing inconsistencies in their stories? Do their stories sound very strange, very far off? Are they always the victim? They never do anything wrong, they do everything right. And when they tell a story, they don't tell what they did wrong or what their um, imperfections are or what they did that could have been done different. It's never the case with them. In their stories, they are the perfect there is no perfect person. We had therapy because that's what actually wound up happening with the courts with my daughter, and the judge uh, said that we are to go to therapy for my me and him to figure out how to co-parent, which I don't know that that's going to happen. I wish it could because it would be so much easier, but it's hard to talk to someone who is living in their lies. But so the first time we went to therapy, he told the therapist that he was the perfect husband to me and that he gave me a house and he gave me a car. The same house that every time he had an argument or he started an argument, he would curse me and tell me to get out of his effing house. In the same car that he took and gave to this stranger, and the stranger is driving. But you were the perfect husband to me. The same person that pulled the machetes on me in front of my daughter twice. The same person that tried to steal my parents' home. The same person that when I was pregnant whispered in my ear that he dreamt that the baby wasn't his. The same person that when I wore my hair in a ponytail told me that I was looked like a whore. The same person that the day of my birthday, he told me that um, he called me an effing B um, because I was coughing, and he cursed me out in front of my daughter, and then gave me a surprise party later that afternoon because he was planning. He was planning because he wanted everybody to come to the party and wanted everybody to say, "Oh, they were so happy." When he was gonna probably slice my throat because he was watching videos of a man sharpening a blade every weekend. And when I asked him why he was doing it, he would chuckle and laugh. He never answered me to this day. But and this is the same person that called my father and threatened to kill me. The same person that took out an insurance policy on my daughter behind my back. He was a perfect husband. That's what he told the therapist, that he was a perfect person. I know that I wasn't a perfect wife. I know because when he would get in his little, I want to use the right word and I don't want to be inappropriate, but when he would get into his little tangents and tantrums and arguing about everything under the sun, sometimes I would cut him with my mouth because I was just so tired of the nonsense. So I would curse him out. That's what my mother did. She would yell, curse, and scream in reaction to what my father would do to her. And I did the same thing with my father. I'm sorry, with him that my mother did with my father. So at the end of the day, no one's perfect. Yes, I didn't handle things always right. Yes, I allowed this person to gaslight me. I didn't know that's what was going on at the time. But at the end of the day, if you are seeing all of these things that's coming into play, um, the stories don't add up. They're manipulative. They're gaslighting you. They're doing things on purpose. Who calls someone every single weekend and scream where they at, knowing exactly where I'm at? So at the end of the day, if this person is continually to doing these things over and over, I find that I was the fool. I blame myself. I created that Frankenstein, like I said. I blame myself, and I am to blame because I put up with this behavior. I accepted this behavior. You have to draw the line in the sand. You got to realize it's not going to get better. So you got to get out. You got to start fresh. It's going to be hard. I am right now, I'm doing 5 million things to try to generate an income to take care of me and my kids. My son helps. Now, he has his own bills, but he does help um, quite a bit. But there's still a lot of bills that have to be taken care of. So, regardless of what's happening, I'm the only one that is left to do that. So, I'm working on figuring out how to make two incomes, get an extra income. So, I'm working on uh, some things to make that happen. You have to realize that it's not healthy and you got to get out, and life is so much better. Even though sometimes I say, oh God, God, please help me. I got to figure this out. I have these bills and they have to be taken care of. But God is always on time. He's always going to give you more than what you ask for or just enough. So know that God is love and you do not have to take that. See the signs, and hopefully before you get into deep, you can see the signs so that you can remove yourself from these beings and these people who mean you no well. They only get worse as they get older. So God is love. Love your kingdom. Have a blessed night.